Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Rael Betis versus Manchester United preview. Got an injury update on Alejandro Garnacho. Also a bit of news surrounding Harry Kane that I want your thoughts on and also your thoughts on later on in the video, so stay tuned. But first of all, Manchester United versus Rael Betis. Is this just a formality with 3 goals in front?
Listen, nothing in football's a formality. Yeah, it looks good, 4-1 going into this leg. Should easily qualify for the quarter-final. But my concern is Casemiro. Casemiro took a sending off, out for 4 games in the Premier League, domestic. Thing is, he's 1 booking away. If he gets booked, he's out of the next leg. But he's not the only one, what concerns me. Bruno as well. So starting the game, these two have to tread very, very carefully. One thing we don't want is getting through, and these two, which are our main players really. Casemiro, we're going to miss him in the league, but we can't afford to miss him in the quarter-final of the Europa League, and the same goes for Bruno. So that is my worry going into this game.
With Casemiro, though, missing out after the game against Betis, would you be tempted then to start maybe Scott McTominay or Fred or someone of that ilk?
No, I think Casemiro, he's seen it before, Ten Hag, and he's not bothered if anyone's on a booking or anything like that. And it has cost us in the past. He hasn't dropped players with a risk of a suspension, and it has cost us. So I expect him to go strong again, because we have to start this game positive, solid, and we have to hold them, because I'm telling you now, the first 20 minutes, Rael Betis will come at us. They'll come straight out of the block, straight at us. They've got to put on a show for their supporters. So I expect them to come and have a go. And that first 20 minutes is really important. And having Casemiro and Bruno there, got to.
Yeah, one player who won't be involved is Garnacho after picking up that injury against Southampton. He's released a statement on his own personal Instagram saying he won't be able to help out his teammates in the upcoming fixtures for United and Argentina. So that, to me, is ruled out for the rest of the month. So how big of a blow was that?
Not too much. I would have expected him to be on the subs bench anyway if he'd have been fit. But Ten Hag, he's unsure on how serious it is. But precaution, he's out for the next 2 games. And like you say, we've got an international break, so he'll miss the international games. So with a bit of luck, he will be back ready after that international break. But it doesn't seem as though it's as serious as first thought. I thought he was in a really bad position. He ended up coming off, but with a bit of luck, he should be back.
Would you not be tempted to maybe change 1 or 2 positions? A lot of noise around Facundo Pellistri as well, with his recent cameo appearances. You know, would you be tempted to rest a couple of players like Antony or maybe Rafael Varane at centre-back?
Listen, me personally, I'm always tempted in games like this to bring players in, rest a few. But Ten Hag, I know we've seen time and time again, he plays his strongest side. I think the one thing he will do is play Sancho. I think he will play Sancho, but my concern about him is he has to step it up. If he doesn't step it up in this game and the game on Sunday, if Ten Hag picks him, then I think there's a big, big doubt on the rest of the season for him. He has to show the quality. He's not been showing it. I didn't think he showed much quality against Southampton, but I think he will start Sancho. I think he's pushing him. He's giving him all the time, and now he's giving him the game time. And he has to show. If he doesn't show, I think there will be big problems going forward for Sancho.
Yeah, he's put a lot of trust in him and Erik Ten Hag. His man management with him before the World Cup, after the World Cup, in sending him over to the Netherlands, you know, getting himself right, getting himself fit. And it is one thing that I've noticed with Sancho, he does look fit, though. He does look sharp when I've seen him play, you know, especially with his accelerations and stuff like that. So there's no arguments there. It's just, is it a confidence thing with Sancho? Because you do see some nice little neat touches, 1-2s, etc., passes, but it's not consistent throughout the game, is it? And I want to see more from Sancho in what I've thought from him from Dortmund and earlier on in his Manchester United career, and how he attacks the fullback, but also he's been playing central as well. So maybe Ten Hag might see his long-term future centrally. I don't know. What do you think's best for Sancho?
I've got to go with a lot of comments what people make on the channel, and most people turn round about Sancho and say he does not do it in the 90 minutes. He'll have flashes of good football, but he just tends to lose the ball. He hasn't got the commitment to go past players. He doesn't seem to have the full game. And now is the time to produce. So a lot of yous out there, right, are in agreement with what I see about him not playing the 90 minutes. He doesn't seem to have the quality, but he has to start showing it. He's a 70-odd million pound player, and now he has to start producing. Manchester United have given him the full time, the full looking after, the full backing. We've backed him, right, to get that place and to cement it. But now is the time to show it. But I have very, very big doubts about him.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. And like you said, I've read a lot of comments on the channel about Sancho, and Manchester United, I've given him everything he needs, the tools in his locker to succeed.
Yep.
You know, we've already just talked about what's happened with him this season with Erik and how he's handled him. So it's up to Sancho now to prove his worth and cement a place in that starting 11. And, you know, a couple of big games this week against Betis and in the FA Cup. So if he does start, I want to see something from him. A player who did see on against Southampton at the weekend who got brought on is Scott McTominay. I think I was a little bit harsh maybe on Scott McTominay and his performance in that game, but with Scott McTominay as well, I think I just want to see more from him. I don't want to keep saying, oh, he had a decent cameo appearance or he had a good cameo appearance. You know, from what our manager says, Erik ten Hag, good isn't good enough. No. And I think with Scott McTominay, I want to see him go to that next level, and I'm just a bit doubtful that he can go to that next level. We've seen the quality that Casemiro and Eriksen have brought into our midfield, and that's the level I want to see Scott McTominay get to. I don't want to just see little odd flashes of he played well or he done a good cameo. I want to see Scott McTominay as a midfield player grab the game by the scruff of the neck, and I'd like to see him in this game to see if he can actually do that away at Betis, which, you know, like you said before, the first 20, 30 minutes are going to come right at us.
Yeah.
And I want to see him grab the game by the scruff of the neck and put it on their toes.
Well, it's all down to Scott McTominay. I mean, he's been in this team, been in this squad for a long time now. And he has in and out performances, and I thought he would have progressed and gone further and developed and been one of the mainstays, but it just doesn't seem to be there for him. There's other players now challenging his position. Ten Hag seems to have a system. Scott McTominay isn't the first choice, but games like this is the time for him to really produce. He has to produce, because at the end of the season, another player who will come under scrutiny if he doesn't progress. So with a bit of luck, he'll play against Betis and he'll perform. I hope he does, because I believe that he will get better. But as we all know, time will tell with him.
Time will tell indeed, not just for him, but a lot of players in that squad. Let us know what you think as well on this starting 11. You know, will Ten Hag go strong again? Will he mix it up a little bit with the 3-goal advantage that we've got at the moment, being 4-1 on aggregate? So just let us know what you think. Like I said at the start of the show, Harry Kane, there's a lot of news around him, what I've seen around on social media, and not just today, previous weeks as well. I don't think we've really mentioned much about him. So what is your thoughts? Would you like Manchester United to go out and get Harry Kane in the summer?
I think 18 months ago, if we'd have got Harry Kane, it'd have been absolutely brilliant for us. But we've got Ten Hag as a manager. He's bringing players through. He's coaching. He's going to buy players. But what I don't want is, I don't want someone of Harry Kane who will only get probably 18 months out of him. I want Ten Hag to go out there and buy a striker, a young striker, big, strong, solid, scoring goals. He's got to go out there and get him. I think the time for Harry Kane was 18 months ago, maybe longer. For me, Harry Kane is not going to be the Manchester United future. And I want a striker what's there for a long time. And I cannot see Harry Kane being at the top of his game for a long time. Not a chance.
Yeah, the thing that worries me, obviously we know Harry Kane, he does bring goals, don't he? You know, that is one thing we can all agree on. But I just look, you know, in the future, in another 2 to 3 years' time at Manchester United, and I look down the spine of our team, and if Harry Kane was to join in the summer, we've got him up front, he's going to be on the wrong side of 30.
Yes.
We've already got our 2 #1 picks in midfield, Christian Eriksen and Casemiro, who I think 31 years of age. You've got Rafael Varane at the back, who's 29. Is he coming up to 30 in next month, I believe, actually, in April. David De Gea, who's 32. So that spine of the team in 2 to 3 years' time will need changing, and that's going to cost a lot of money to replace that kind of quality. And I just don't think it's going to be able to be done in 1 or 2 transfer windows. And it just, it puts a little bit of a back burner on it for me, because I think over the next 2 years, as we know already, this is a rebuild, and Ten Hag does need 2 or 3 summer transfer windows to get his own players in. I just see in the summer, with us already having them older heads in the midfield like Casemiro and Eriksen, was going for younger players like that fit the profile of maybe 23 to 25 years of age, who are emerging talents, but we can all see that have still got that quality there to come in and do a job now.
We need to go out there and get an emerging talent. And if you look around, who is there out there? I'm not too sure if there's too many. But if he can find someone as an emerging talent like Rooney and bring Rooney in with a young age in that and develop him and get him in to be a top striker, that's what I want. And to be honest with you, that's what I expect Ten Hag to do. I expect him to produce somebody who is going to get better and better. And I don't think Kane is going to get better and better. So for me, it's a no-no for Kane. Definitely not.
Yeah, you like we were just saying there about players reaching that certain age. You've also got the types of Lindelof, who I think's 29. You've got Maguire, who's 30. Weghorst as well, is he around about that 29 mark if he does come on a permanent deal in the summer? Sabitzer as well, around about that 29. Bruno, 28. Is he 29? So over the next 2 to 3 years, there could be a major overhauls in this Manchester United squad, and I think Ten Hag might be looking more towards the future of younger players and build. Well, he's got the mainstays in Casemiro, Varane, etc., and building a younger squad around them type of players. But could be wrong, but I just think Ten Hag's been brought in to deal with more of the youth players at Manchester United and some younger talents that he can bring into the squad. Me personally, as a striker, it has to be that Victor Osimhen from Napoli all day long. I think Manchester United fans would love him. You'd be on the end of your seats every time he gets the ball. You see these big, strong, powerful defenders in Italy. They just bounce off him when he's got the ball. Scores scruffy goals as well, and he can score worldies also at the same time. And Napoli is a football team as well. I don't watch a lot of Italian league football, I've got to admit, but Napoli are a good team to watch in how they play football, and I think he'd be a good fit in Ten Hag's side.
Yeah, well, you look at Ten Hag. Ten Hag is here. He's doing a rebuild. He's consolidating at the moment, and we're vastly better than what I thought we would be under Ten Hag. So he's here to do a rebuild, and I think it will take another 2 years to get to the top, and he's got to bring the players in, young, fresh, hungry, and goal scorers. So to me, I think we've got another 2 years to be right at the top. But under Ten Hag, I think he's got us calm, he's got us steady, and we're a lot better. Well, we're a lot better now than I thought we would be, and I'm sure many of you out there as well. So the future's good as far as I'm concerned. But for me, young, fit, goal-scoring striker, what we need. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, future looks bright as well when you look at some of the youngsters in our squad that we have got, and you look at Ten Hag as a coach and his profile over at Ajax and how he used to handle the younger players and bring them on. We've got the likes of Garnacho, Palestri in there. Still got younger players like Kobe Mainu, Zidane Iqbal, who I expect to stay in this Manchester United squad and have a future at Manchester United. So it's all bright there in certain positions, but I just think at the top there, we've had too many seasons now where we've bought, you know, just stopgaps like Ronaldo, Igalo, Ibrahimovic, Falcao, you know, players of that ilk, and they've only ever been here really for a couple of seasons, and they've not really filled that gap long term. And I think we need to go out now, buy a striker who's going to be at Manchester United for 5 to 7 years and be that pinpoint of the team. But that's just my own opinion. I know there's a lot of Harry Kane fans out there. I am a fan of Harry Kane, but I just think Osimhen suits Manchester United a lot better. But let us know what you think in the comments. Anything to add before we go?
No, that's me. I'm just looking forward to the future under Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Get the best what we can. And let's hope Thursday night we don't make the mistakes early on.
Yeah, no, we won't. We won't. Next round, here we come. That could be me dying words.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think on today's video. Smash a like, subscribe if you like our content. Let us know all your thoughts and opinions on this game. Obviously, our little chat about Harry Kane as well. Is any strikers out there you've seen who'd suit Manchester United or be a better fit than Harry Kane would? Just let us know all your ideas, and we'll see you again tomorrow, Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll do a bit of a news roundup on Wednesday as well, the latest Manchester United news. So see you again there, hopefully. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.